5 states are voting today in the second biggest primary after Super Tuesday.
Yeah, Missouri is one of those states voting today, along with Illinois, Ohio, North Carolina, and Florida. And this could be a make or break day for some presidential candidates.
It's been 4 years since we last cast ballots in the primaries, so it's easy to forget how an open primary works or how many delegates are at stake.
That's why 41 Action News reporter Tara Hall is here to break it all down for you.
Nearly 1,100 delegates are up for grabs today as 5 states head to the polls: Florida, Illinois, North Carolina, Ohio, and Missouri.
Today is known as Mega Tuesday, the little brother to Super Tuesday. It's the second biggest primary day of the 2016 presidential election season. I spoke with Kevin Gardner, a political scientist who works with Progress Missouri, and he says that today is an important day for both parties, not only because it could be a make or break moment for Democrat Bernie Sanders, but also because on the GOP side, Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz, and John Kasich are looking to stop frontrunner Donald Trump from grabbing the Republican nomination.
A lot of people who say, well, maybe my vote doesn't matter. Well, if actually the number of people who didn't think their vote matters turned out and vote, those votes would matter a whole lot.
Case in point, he says Missouri, alongside Florida and Ohio, are winner-take-all states. In Missouri, that means instead of delegates being split between candidates, the Republican candidate with the most votes gets them all.
Up for grabs are 71 delegates for Democrats, 52 for Republicans. Now, polls open this morning at 6 a.m. They close at 7 p.m. It's important to note, as long as you're in line by 7 p.m., you will be able to vote, even if you get inside after that 7 o'clock hour. And then finally, Missouri is an open primary. What does that mean? Well, it means no matter how you're registered, a Democrat, Republican, you can vote across party lines.
Tara Hall, thank you. All our Missouri primary coverage is on our 41 Action News app. And to find your polling place for tomorrow, download the app now or check our website.
And you can expect long lines at polling places today. The Kansas City Election Board expects 35% turnout. That's well above average for a primary. The Election Board says it's ready for the high turnout. They even printed thousands of extra ballots.
Like Tara mentioned, Missouri is an open primary. That means you can go to the polls and request the party ballot of your choice. The polls are open from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m.
And a new poll shows an extremely tight race on the Democratic side here in the Show Me State.
That's right. Senator Sanders holds just a 1-point lead over Clinton. Taking a deeper dive into these numbers, Clinton has a big lead among Democrats, 17 points.
But Sanders benefits from support among independents and Republicans planning to vote in the Democratic primary. And Senator Sanders spent time yesterday in Missouri. He spoke at a rally in the St. Louis area.
He told his supporters what needs to happen for him to win today.
If there is a large turnout in Missouri tomorrow, we're going to win this state.
And the Clinton campaign also visited the Show Me State yesterday. Chelsea Clinton stopped in Columbia and the St. Louis area to campaign for her mother. During her stops, the former first daughter talked with working moms about early childhood education and health care reform.
Donald Trump will likely not face criminal charges for allegedly inciting a riot. That's according to the Washington Post. A North Carolina sheriff's office said it's investigating whether Trump incited this man to punch a protester last week. At an event, Trump supporter Sarah Palin said enough is enough.
What we don't have time for is all that petty, punk little thuggery stuff that's been going on with these quote-unquote protesters.
Protests are not limited to Donald Trump. One interrupted Senator Ted Cruz in central Illinois. The Texas senator was quick to point out the difference between his response to protests and Trump's response.
See, sir, one difference between this and a Donald Trump rally is I'm not asking anyone to punch you in the face.
Well, 2 candidates are counting on wins in Florida and Ohio today. Recent polls show Ohio Governor John Kasich with a small lead over Donald Trump in the Buckeye State. Kasich previously said he would drop out if he loses his home state.
Meanwhile, Senator Marco Rubio spent most of the week campaigning all over his home state of Florida. Polls show him trailing Trump by double digits.
And back here in Missouri, one man who wanted to vote absentee is frustrated with the system. 77-year-old Richard Hilton and his wife were mailed the wrong ballot twice. Both times he was sent Democratic ballots, but the Republican ballots, not the Republican ballots that he requested.
And when I opened it and these fell out, I was surprised. I couldn't believe it. They spent that much money to send me these. I couldn't believe that. That's not a proper allocation of funds, is it? It wouldn't be at my house.
The city election board says it's doing its best to get the right ballots to absentee voters.